and I'm still an optimist, and I try to explain why. And I do agree that in Europe, and in Italy for sure, but also in France and Spain and elsewhere, there is room to maneuver and room to reform. In Italy, red tape is still an industry. I won't go into details, but I tell you that building a house, and I've done that a few times in my life, or hiring someone, it's still far too complicated. But it is true that something has been done. The passage is really narrow, because of course you have political forces everywhere that are getting ready, and they are betting on the worst scenario, which will be great for them. It will be not only an economic disaster, but also a tragic historical development. Because in Europe, and let me end with this note, I mean, they are not here, but trust me, so many years of Europe, I decided to become a journalist because I fell in love not only with a German colleague, but going to do my thesis in Brussels. I was 22, and I loved the idea that, you know, German and British and French all together, and my friends from all over Europe. There is a generation. I am the oldest, among the oldest of that generation. But now I have many readers in their 20s because I am the best compliment ever paid to me in a public is one of these young person, a girl, she must have been in her late 20s, say, you know why we read what you do? You know why we are all here? Because you are the oldest of us, not the youngest of them. I love that. I love that. I mean, she pointed out, and there is a generation, I'm 55, between me and people in their 20s, so 35 years of European, and they know they are Poles and Italians and British and Spanish and Portuguese, but they do feel Europeans. It's a kind of upper, is people who went to university. We had a very successful Erasmus project, which involved some 2 million students already, is a lot. These people are true Europeans. They don't want to give up. So if these people who are in a position of power, and some of them have now entered politics and business, and these people are enough to convince their leaders that this project has to be saved. It's too good. Okay. And it will be such a shame.
No, you can't follow that. That's the perfect note on which to end.